The clock is ticking closer and closer to the high school football playoffs. Our game of the week features two teams that will both be in the postseason. It's just a question of when and where Yelm and Peninsula have been on a collision course for 2 months to determine who would win the regular season title in the South Sound Conference. Peninsula leaning on a home field advantage, Yelm leaning on their quick strike offense. They jumped out to a 30-0 lead at halftime. Wet conditions would be a factor in nearly every game tonight, and they led to turnovers. It wasn't until the fourth quarter when Peninsula finally got the ball in the end zone. A draw play up the middle works for the Seahawks. Aiden Lester goes 61 yards up the middle, but this game was all Yelm. Take a look at the next kickoff. They pull a reverse, and this is Kyler Ronquillo going the distance. The Tornadoes dominate from start to finish with a 58-14 win.
Everyone doing their job right. The line blocking, the receivers catching it, me obviously throwing, and then the running backs running it. So we just need to execute our jobs, and that's what's keeping us going.
Did a little bit of indoor stuff on Wednesday and Thursday, but that's about it. And we had a very big mental day yesterday, talking about coming out with the right focus, and and the kids did it, man. They balled out tonight.
And it's fitting. It's election season because you get to vote in our game of the week. Add your vote on Twitter. KIRO 7 Seattle for next week's matchup. North Kitsap at Olympic, Lincoln versus Spanaway Lake, or Linden versus Anacortes. The results later in the show, and we're back after this timeout. We're back on the high school football report. One of the few games in the state tonight that featured two unbeaten teams was in Everett, both 7-0 on the year. They met in the early game of a doubleheader at Memorial Stadium. Bruins would own the first half. Look at this, a jump ball touchdown put them in the lead, and thanks to good defense, that's where they would stay. Cascade pitches a shutout at home as they beat Cedar Crest 30-0. Other scores in the Wesco Conference: Ferndale beats Stanwood on the road to win the North Division title, and Monroe clinches the South title with a win at Snohomish. In the Northwest Conference, Anacortes was looking to stay unbeaten heading into next week's showdown with Linden. The Seahawks needed to avoid the upset tonight against Burlington Edison. Yeah, mission accomplished. They jump out to an early lead, which is key for them on the road. The Tigers found the end zone, and the game did not turn into a runaway. The rain would slow things down, but the offense from Anacortes did not. Another touchdown pass puts the game away for the Seahawks. Anacortes now 8-0 with a 26-7 win. Let's stay in 2A. Franklin Pierce wanted to get a step closer to wrapping up a district playoff spot, but they needed to beat White River. Good thing this game was played on turf because it got slippery by kickoff. Franklin Pierce took its first two drives straight into the end zone. Christian Good and Chan Sim had short touchdown runs, but it was the defense that would be key. Look at this huge sack on fourth down, stopping the Hornets before halftime. The Cardinals would score on that next possession and go on to the 34-7 win. All right, 4A scores for you. Skyline clinches the King Co title with a win, and Kennedy Catholic grabs another conference title with a win over Tahoma. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the KIRO 7 High School Football Report. Todd Beamer and Auburn were originally scheduled for Thursday night, but the hazy, smoke-filled air postponed the game until Friday afternoon. Auburn trying to make sure they didn't slip up before next week's showdown with Auburn Riverside. The Trojans capitalized on some early turnovers, turning those into touchdowns. Just 4 minutes into the game, Auburn jumped to a 14-0 lead. They added another score thanks to a fake reverse. Amari Goodfellow finds his receiver wide open. Too many turnovers for Beamer. Auburn takes this thing 52-8. Another early kickoff put O'Day on the turf against Garfield in the first game at Seattle Memorial, a key game as both teams jockey for better position in the Metro League standings. Both teams playing solid defense early, but it's the Fighting Irish that would break through first. Quarterback Luke Deanna plunges in for the first touchdown to put O'Day in the lead. O'Day and their solid running attack fooled Garfield all night. How about another keeper going in for the touchdown? And O'Day takes the big win, 33-6, your final. All right, we've got our voting in. The game of the week. How about Linden against Anacortes? A pair of unbeaten teams will face off 8-0 versus 8-0. Thanks for voting, everybody, making sure your voices were heard tonight. Hey, and thanks for watching. We're glad the rain held off until week 8. Check out our website, KIRO7.com, for more scores and highlights. Have a great night.